Alright, working on little Briggs again today, and it's been about a week, you know. I wanted to do some cutting on this, but it's been so cold out. It's been like 10 degrees out, and I don't want to do any cutting in the garage here because this cast iron makes a huge mess, you know. So what I do is I'll take it out to the vise that I rebuilt that's out there near the shed, and you know, we got to do some major surgery here. So I'll cut off the majority of it. I don't mind doing a little cutting in here, you know, but I just didn't want to make a complete mess out of it because all that dust gets all over the coupe and the motorcycle and stuff like that. So what I did is I scribed these lines a little darker so I could see them. I don't know how well you guys can see them, but I scribed them so I have a good line I could use. And around these holes here that we tapped, it looks like a good view. I was able to find a washer just about the same radius as the original holes here, you know, around the sides. So what I did is I just put them there, and I scribed around there. We're going to cut this off, but we're going to leave this and make a little shelf because that's what's here. You know, we're going to try to simulate what's already there. Over here, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll do the best we can to make it so it doesn't look too awkward. But that's where we're at. So that's what we do. Before I go out there, oh yeah, and what I did is I painted the sides here with Dykem blue, machinist blue. So when I do cut the top, I can scribe the fin underneath it. And then after I cut that, I could scribe the fin underneath that. And that way, I get a little bit of symmetry there. So that's what that is. You know, like I said, we're going to try to make it look like something out of a Briggs factory. So that'll just give us a guide. And here's, a lot of guys ask what that blue stuff is. That's actually, they call it Dykem. Dykem. You can't see the label because they got something on there. But that's how you spell it there, Dykem. And some people call it machinist blue. But I'll put a link in the description. I usually take it out of the big bottle and put it in something like this with a brush. But anyway, all right. Before we go outside, I wanted to mention something. At the last engine show, there was a guy that came in and he interviewed me, and I keep getting a lot of comments and questions and personal messages and everything, and everybody wanted to know whatever happened with that video. So I'll let you know what that was. It was a guy, and he came. He traveled. It was a 200-mile round trip for him, and he traveled to interview me. And that's what he does on his YouTube channel. He interviews YouTubers, and well, let me. He's also an artist. While I talk about him, I'll zoom in on a picture he gave me here. I'll zoom in so it looks like we're looking outside. But anyway, the guy's an artist. Let me put my glasses on because I wrote down some notes here. But he's actually a friend of mine. His name is Cab7, and he's like I say, he's got a YouTube channel, and he travels around. He's traveled up to, I think, 1,700 miles to actually see YouTubers and interview them. I mean, he really enjoys it. And on his channel there, let me tell you about his channel so you can go over and check him out, and I'll leave a link to that actual video that he made, the interview he did to me. I think it's like about 10 minutes long or something. But anyway, on his channel, this guy does comedy sketches. I mean, only short, you know, 2-3 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds, but some of them are pretty funny. And then he does gardening videos. He's a good gardener. His backyard is full of flowers and vegetables and fish ponds and stuff like that. It's really cool. And he goes on nature hikes and stuff like that. He loves nature. He loves tranquility. You know, he'll go there and he'll just sit and look at a picture like this. He'll just sit by the lakeside for hours. He loves that. Like I said, he's an artist and a photographer. You know, he actually paints. Really good painter. But one of his main gigs is he has uplifting live streams, and he does them pretty often. You know, like sometimes once a day, sometimes twice a day, and everything. And he's got a good following there. You know, I mean, if you're feeling down and you just want to listen to somebody talk and interact with, you know, it's great to do that with. I actually have a, I'm on Google Chats with him probably every night. You know, that's how close of friends we are. But even at the drop of a hat, this guy, he'll do a fundraiser. I remember one time he did a fundraiser. He found out about this old lady that was going to be homeless. She was getting evicted. You know, she's crippled, had a wheelchair and everything like that. And he got on and started doing a live stream and a fundraiser for this lady. And I think that they got over $1,000 because they had to ship her ass from, I guess, halfway across the country. And he did that, you know. I mean, the guy's got a huge heart. And that's what he does. He just loves that kind of stuff. So, all right. I don't want to spend too much time babbling about him, but let me turn around and show you the guy's name. His name is Cab7, and there's his sticker and stuff. That's tragedy and happity. I don't know what the hell they call that. But anyway, here's his name. He goes, you got a friend in Cab7, but he actually gave me this picture, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate him coming and taking the time, and he actually spent the day with me. It was pretty cool. So do me a favor, go over and check his channel out, and for the guys that wanted to see that interview and video, like I said, I'm going to leave a link, and you can go from that link to see what he has on his channel, and subscribe to him. I mean, he's a smaller YouTuber, and he deserves a few more subs. So do me a favor, like I say, he's a personal friend of mine. Go over there, and even if you don't subscribe to him, you know, check his channel out and let him know Road King sent you, and you know, tell him if you enjoyed the video. Like even the interview he did was you know, sort of a comic video. You know what I mean? He's that's just the way he is. But do me a favor, go over there and check his channel out. His name is Cab7, and I'd really appreciate it. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I had to address it because, like I said, I had so many emails and everybody wanted to see that video. So alright, let's go outside and we'll start hacking up on this little engine. Alright, we're outside at the outside vice here, and you're going to get a lot of reflections and glare here, so I wasn't going to film out here, but I figured what the heck, we're here, right? So I'll try to do the best we can. Alright, the reason I brought the camera out because I found something that was interesting. Just look how much carbon there is. You know, I mean, it's over a quarter, not a quarter, I mean over an 1/8 inch thick. And that's kind of stuff you can never clean out of an engine. But anyway, I almost got half it taken off. I have to eat at it. You know, I can't just make a clean cut here and clean cut here, and you know, because the blade just doesn't go in that far. But so far, it's cutting good. I'm using this 3 and 4 inch, and actually a 4 inch Lennox diamond blade, and it's cutting very well. And you can see this is the dust I was telling you about. All this will be flying around inside the shop, and it's just nasty stuff. But I'm working on the valve chamber here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. This is the intake. I already got the exhaust out. I'll cut the little lobe off of the intake here, and then we'll just take this chamber out. Alright, when I get that, I almost went inside. I almost hit the engine here. I just barely touched it. You know, I don't want to do that. But if we do that, we'll take all these knobs off. We don't need any of them. Okay, yeah, just a lot of hacking. That's why I'm not filming it. Alright, I'll get back to you. Alright, we got the intake and the exhaust out, and I found something interesting. That's what I like about ripping these old engines apart. Here's the valve guides, and I always wondered what they're made out of, you know, and now I know that they are made of steel. You can see it's actually a tube they must press into there. I don't have any tools out here with me, but I do have a little baby crowbar, and if you pry that, look, it comes right out, and that's where the valve guide was. Let's see if we can pop this one out. There we go. So that's pretty cool. You actually get a better look at all that carbon buildup in there. I don't know if that's going to focus for you. There you go. It's a little better. That's all carbon now. Yeah, after looking at this, it's going to do a little take into make this side of the engine look good, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. We always do. Alright, I'm going to trim this up just a little more. The more I trim up out here, the less I got to trim when I get inside, and I like that. I'm just going to take the ends off of here and the ends off of these fins, and then we'll rip all this stuff off the side. Alright, I got all the top cut off where I want to cut off, and you can actually see from this side how it's starting to take shape. You know, it's pretty much a round cylinder now. And I even cut the ends off here, just eyed it up, but pretty good. Came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. And I didn't hack into anywhere I didn't want to, so that's good. And I don't think it's going to look too bad over here. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll figure it out. Alright, let me turn this thing on its side and let's cut some of these appendages off here. Alright, this thing here is meant for like kick starts and lever starts and stuff like that. You know, it's just cast in there. In this case, this was a rope start, so this was never used. And this here is usually, they usually drill that and tap that for whatever they need. But what I'm going to do is, what I usually do is cut this on an angle here to look like this. And the reason I do that is because I think that helps support the crankshaft a little bit. And it'll look okay when I get done. It'll look factory. So we're going to get rid of this and get rid of this right now. And we'll grind these. These are just casting studs here. So and this up here, so machining studs. Alright, let me just cut that off. Alright, that worked out well. Get rid of that big knob that was here. Matter of fact, here it is right here. Cut this guy off. Cut that off, and this little knob here. And cleaned up all this other stuff. The more I clean up here, the less I'll have to do when we get inside, and the less dust will be in there. So I'm going to look it over and see what else I can take off, and then we'll go back inside. Alright. Yeah, I got a little carried away here because I figured while I'm out here with this cutoff wheel, the more I get out here, the less I have to do inside. So I actually shaped this a little bit, and I like the way it looks. But that's where we're at. I don't know how long this is getting, but I think maybe we'll close it out here. I can't emphasize how good these wheels are. These Lennox diamond cutoff wheels. They don't pay me to say anything, but you know, I'll endorse them because I know they're good and they're safer than the carbide wheels or whatever they are. They won't break, and they last a whole lot longer. And here's the reason I came out here. All this dust here, you see all this? All this crap would have been all in my electrical boxes, and look, all over everything. You know, it's just a fine powder. And hold on, you're going to drop a little bit here. Alright. Let me get this out of your way. Alright, here's that vise I rebuilt. And a lot of guys, when I did it, they said, that stuff you use ain't going to work any good. You know, you gotta grease it or oil it or use some kind of marine grease. And all that dust, all that would have been all in that grease now, and it would have been filthy. Then it would have got jammed up and everything. Right now, this thing works as good as the day we restored it. And just keep coming out. Now all I gotta do is wipe this dust off here, and this thing is as good as new. It just spins like nothing. And then I'll put this bucket back on top of it, and it'll be good next spring when I need to use it again. So alright, like I say, I don't know how long this is getting, but we'll go inside and we'll figure out what we got to do now. I would have liked to get this little knob out of the inside here where my thumb is, but there's no way I could have fit in there with a cutoff wheel, so we'll get that with a die grinder or something. Alright, I'm going to take us inside, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And don't forget to check out my buddy Cab 7, because I appreciate what he did. Alright, see you guys later.